Buddy, and you can see Jeffrey. He's in a snowbank in Mexico. That's a lie. He's not.
It was cold last night. It was
Well,
cold. It was like 40 degrees, and I don't have heat, so I slept with like three blankets actually.
okay. So, Angela, you can talk to Jeffrey about cold. And
No,
I
I'm
want to
not.
know Angela is in the chat, and anybody who saw the beautiful
The
letter
chat.
and postcards she sent to us, um, it was really wonderful, and I really appreciated her doing that. And I sent it out to some of my closest friends through email, and they were all enchanted with it. Angela, they all want to get to know who you are and how I know someone in Finland, especially my friend Meg, whose background is Finnish. Anyway, this is going to go, if we're going to get to any other questions if time allows, but our show today, welcome to looking at 2023. We have 20 questions already. The way it's going to work is I'm going to roll the garden. So I'm going to, and I can't take me out of this, because if I do, then I can't talk. Can't take me either. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with blowing the garden up and making it the big thing. And we'll ask, I'll answer the first question. Then Jeffrey will answer the question, and we'll make Jeffrey the big thing. Okay. So the first question we have is, I'm usually on the leading edge of change. And some of these questions I had to cut down. There can only be 200 characters in a question. I'm usually on the leading edge of change, yet I've been clearing my internal issues for many years. I'm not being nudged towards what's the topic direction except that's suitable for my needs. So I think you're saying, you know what, if you know the garden, you know that we have body, mind, spirit, values, and clarity. And I'm going to roll the garden, and I'm going to figure out which stone I feel shows up prominently for you. And I'll discuss that one with you. Okay. I think, well, you got two that I think are really important. Your mind is in the root and the sacral chakra. And that means that your mind really knows where you need to go, and you're just not focusing on it enough. Um, Creativity is the key to all your new security, and your mind is aligned with creativity. That's what that stone says to me. And then I think your problem is that um, that you need to express your ideas and let them flow freely. That's clarity in the throat chakra. That's your pure, that's your path forward. That's spirit. Your values have gotten a little bit locked up. Like you said, you've been looking stuff over. So your new direction is really to speak your own mind, use your own creativity. And your body is totally in alignment with its, your body's in all of the four major things: earth, air, water, and fire. So you have the balance inside you. What topic you need to work on? Your own creative topics. Okay, now we're going to move Jeffrey into the hot seat.
All right, the hot seat. All right, I'm going to show you the cards. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so I have Temperance in the middle, right? And this is
Mm-hmm.
really, this is about fulfillment. This is about self-healing. And when you first started asking the question, I have this energy of like, it's time. It's time to rest and let it come. You know, sometimes when I try
Mm-hmm.
to force an answer, it's like just need to sit down and just stop and be really quiet with myself and ask myself questions. And it's really interesting that I have two nights, which are both about action. I have the night of emotion and the night of thought. So
Mm-hmm.
this is really about aligning, what do I feel? How do you know what would bring me the most happiness? And then, you know, from your heart, coming from your heart first, going into your, you know, let your heart be your guide. Let your heart be your guide. And then, you know, talk to your mind and have it make sense. So in other words, like make the heart that is the queen, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's just the general. He's just the general. So he's under her. Don't use this first, use this first.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, what is it that I would really like to experience? What is it that I'd really like to experience? What would make me emotionally satisfied? what would make me feel comfortable and whole. That's what I get.
Okay, good.
And
Our next,
call on Raphael for help.
yeah, that's Raphael.
Yeah.
Okay, Jeffrey, this one's a little close to your home. This has been a difficult year on many fronts, including a house fire, sickness, and other things. What does 2023 hold in store for me? And so I'm going to roll a general reading for TN for 2023. It's back to basics for you, and you're it to the point. You got 4 stones in fire, so I don't worry about that. You've got a bit of your body. Your body's new things are emerging because you're coming to terms with things that happened in the past. Physical changes are definitely coming towards you, but it's going to grow out of things you've learned. I think that the fire was a huge letting go. And I mean, I know that sounds mean to say, but that's kind of true. And your spirit and your mind and your values are also on fire. Clarification comes from dealing with your past. Thoughts of the past are clouding where you think you are right now.
Yeah.
And do not become too tied up with things that have happened in the past. But these 2 stones, the mind and the water, the mind and the spirit, also are in water. And when the spirit's in water, it's saying transmutations are coming to be completed. And when your mind is in water, it goes, you need to let go of limitations. So I've never been through fire. Jeffrey can speak more personally about that, but that seems to me to be a very scary thing to go through. And your clarity is coming from your mind and how you think about things. And be sure your thoughts are really clear, because your thoughts are also in water, which is what's moving away. You will have all the clarity you need very soon. And one of the choices you're going to make this year is going to drag all of your energy out of water. Water is where energy flows away from us. And you're going to come out you're going to feel cleansed. I just feel like you're going to feel cleansed. You got purged. Now you're going to get cleansed. And it looks like 2023 holds a whole new world. It's going to see the world with new eyes. So now Jeffrey goes in the middle.
I really agree with that one. Okay, here we go.
Oh, wow.
We start with the Wheel of Fortune, which is like one of the best cards in the deck. This is like your soul is evolved. Your soul has evolved. You've learned your lessons, and it's like, so the way I understand the Wheel of Fortune is it's almost like the interior of a clock, and you're on one of the gears. And because you've evolved, it's like you went up a little bit, and now you can see over the wall, over the hedges, and it's like, oh, and it's really a card of luck, of really everything changing. It's like a destiny karmic change. And then I have the Emperor. I think the real deal here is the Emperor is really in charge. The Emperor's in charge of all the kings. The Emperor is like really in charge. And the Emperor is stability. So it's going to become more stable. The thing that's really important is like, you need to take hold. You need to take hold and say, this is my decision. This is what I'm doing. And this is the way it's going to go. Instead of, well, I don't know, it's like, this is what I'm going to accomplish. This is what I'm going to delegate. This is the decision I made. I'm the Emperor. It's my way or the highway. It's that energy. That energy. It's really forceful. I am in charge, right? Because I know with the fire and all that, it's like you don't even know which way is up. I get it. And it, like for me, just speaking personally, like once I made the decision, it's like I am staying in Mexico. I got the lawyer. I got the sorry for the construction. It's all around me. I got the lawyer. I got the apartment. It went really smoothly once I made that decision. It's like, this is where I'm going to live. This is what I'm going to do. And then what happens is the Two of Swords. So the Two of Swords is choices. The Two of Swords is also paying attention. It's like antennae, paying attention to your intuition. And the thing is, if you sit quietly and say, okay, what is it that I want? Where do I want to live? What do I want to do for work, et cetera, et cetera. Then in the background, this construction, I can't. The background, it's almost like this new subconscious land coming up. It's like, once you make a decision that you're in charge and that you're going to take the action and that you're the one, right? It like all begins and ends with you. It's not like, well, no. It's like it's got to come from the inside with strength and power. And that's when like a new land emerges that you can build your house on.
Okay. Okay, next question this is for God. Thank you for doing this, Nancy and Jeffrey. Our pleasure. Please give me a general reading for 2023, including another apartment move. What we're going to do is we're going to do the apartment move because that's going to be a little bit quicker for UPF. And everybody's going back to basics. Yeah, I think your move is clearly here, and your move is going to be this winter. This I can put a time on my thing. Things happened around you this fall that really made you decide. You've decided, man, I'm not going to live in this cloudy past that I've been living in. I'm moving forward because your transformation had already been completed and you kind of missed it. So the apartment's going to be coming to a new place and bringing out a new sense of yourself. You've got clarity and values, both in water and grounding changes are happening around you right now that are setting up long-term patterns, and you just barely got a little bit of your values and go for it. And go for it means literally that, go for it. All is aligned with your values in this new apartment. Your clarity is you have all you really need. You just need to pull it forward. When you get there, your body's going to be completely aligned with it. It's going to be very grounded and understands exactly what it means. But right now, your mind is coming out of the earth, and you have not found the place yet, but you will find it this winter. And when you find it, your body and everything's going to jump to and said yes. And it's because you've gone through a spiritual transformation, and you just need to recognize that it's already happened to you instead of saying, when's it going to happen? Relax and have the universe tell you how it's happened. Okay, Jeffrey, you get it?
All right. Pay attention to your intuition. You're going to have choices. You're going to have choices. So like the little hint is I have the 9 of Pentacles, which is really wonderful. Really wonderful. Really being comfortable, really, and having plenty of room. It could also mean outdoor space, or it could also mean like a lot of trees around, very green. It may, even if it's an apartment, maybe it's in it like a complex that has like a lot of trees and flowers and like that, right? And then I get this 6 of Cups, which is interesting. The 6 of Cups is really the card it's a gift, but it's the card of the past. It's also telling me, don't settle, because there's perseverance here. So it's like, until it feels right and until it feels comfortable, like you'll be looking around, and it's like, don't just take the first thing. This is something, it's going to remind you in a way of like a comfort from the past. Like maybe it'll be near a school, or maybe it's almost like your dream. It's almost like the dream you've been having. It's like, oh, I really want to live in this type of community, very green or near a school, or the thing that feels right, it has to feel right in your body. It feels like, oh, this could feel like home.
Right. What I saw when you started saying that, Jeffrey, I saw a door. There's going to be something on the door, either the shape of it or the color of it or the form of the steps or whatever that go up to it. It's going to remind you of a place you always felt safe.
Yeah. Yeah. Because these are both really, right? Yeah. Really about safety.
Okay.
And comfort and ease.
Okay. We're going to go. Are you done, sweetie?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Garden comes on. Thank you both for doing this. My question is, what do I need to know most for 2023? So this is going to be, oh, good Lord, girl, your heart chakra is full of wonderful stuff. Your mind, your spirit, and your clarity are all in the heart chakra. And you have to start there. When stones fall in the heart chakra, that's where we start. We're starting with the mind. Mind is being opened by your heart. Spirit right now is making your heart feel alive, and you've got clarity between the solar plexus and the heart. And wisdom comes through the clarity of your own emotions. And there's more than one way to express what's going on around you to move forward. You've been a tiny bit tied to the past, and you're going to let go of that. You're going to rethink, and you're going to realize what you really need to do to move forward. And you're going to let go of that. There's going to be some issue that's followed you for years. It's going to get resolved this year, and it's going to clear your heart. And you too got the body right in the middle of all the four basic elements: fire, water, air, and earth. And I'm really starting to feel, because it's the second time this happened, and it's a question where I felt you're going to find great balance. You got a wonderful year coming, girl. And I'd go find some really good meditations for the heart chakra, because yours is going to open up and flourish. Would you get, Jeffrey?
I got incredible cards.
Oh, cool.
Look at this.
Oh, wow.
It starts here. I know it's opposite for you, but this is where it starts. So the Hierophant, which is really about establishing something new, getting visions from heaven and how to manifest it here on earth, as above, so below. Interesting. The card of Taurus, the card of Scorpio. Fascinating. When they come up together, it's like, this is really powerful. I have the Queen of Cups in the middle. The Queen of Cups is the empath. She is the empath in the deck. She's the one who totally is in her heart, like Nancy said, and she lets her heart guide her. She's full of love and compassion and like this soft, comforting, mothering energy. So it's like this energy of really self-healing, of self-listening, of being guided and being shown the way that will completely and utterly transform your life. This is about burying the past, using the experience as fertilizer for the future. You won't even recognize who you are anymore, because I think this is really going to open up. I think your intuition and your empathic stuff is totally going to open up.
And this pattern started
Well,
last fall. This started last fall for her, and it's going to complete in the fall, this coming fall.
welcome to the club.
Yeah. Okay. Ellen, wonderful. It's my birthday. Happy birthday. Would you
Feliz
please?
cumpleaños.
Yeah. He can say that in Spanish. I can barely say it in English. Okay. What are the energies you see? I see coming towards you, and I'll try to tell you the season when you're going to have the most energetic change. So, starts this winter, goes into spring, and by summer, your spirit is completely awakened. Your body is between fire and earth. You're bringing about some. Oh no, it's between fire and water. It's there's a lot of stuff that's grounding you, that's really helping you move forward right now. You have your values in true, and it says right now you're seeing things very clearly. That's probably why this is the season. This winter is when you're going to get great clarity. And you have the clarity stone in the tree of life, which is just marvelous. Your path is blessed with clarity and wisdom. Could it say it one more time, the same things over and over again? Then your mind is in the present. And I think you obsess a little bit too much in the present. And you need to look for the signs and clues around you right now that is bringing this forward. And it's because a new sense of your spirit is emerging out of the earth. And let's see if I can see it. Your spirit right now is an incredible period of transformation. It's not quite finished, but I think it's going to be finished by spring. I think that in the spring. Okay. Now, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't put I'll put this thing up so you can see it quickly.
I didn't realize I was on camera.
Oh, and Jeffrey's going, but anyway, this is in cream. This is in true. And this is in the tree of life. And those are the two you need to hold on to. Your body's been changing and moving along. It's getting some fire underneath it. And your mind is completely, and right now is completely focused on the things you need to be working on. So you're doing good. Now I put Jeffrey in the hot seat.
What an interesting group of cards.
Wow.
The card of joy, the card of joy, of community, of artistic expression, Happiness. This is a wonderful card. It's also, you know, it's a card of community. It's a card of creativity, and it could involve other people, like the sense of community, the sense of sharing, the sense of joy and happiness. It could be more than three people. It's just it happens to be like that. Then I have the Two of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles is really interesting. I think the Two of Pentacles, you know, sometimes it's like, oh, well, I'm worried about this. It's like, don't worry. Everything's going to be fine. You know, you might have this tendency toward, oh, no. You know, I get it. I get it. You know, but this could also mean you're going on a little trip. It could also mean you're going on a little trip, by the way. Um, I think you're going to have financial choices, but I think you're going to make the right choices. Because then I have the Strength card. The Strength card is really powerful. It's about strength. It's about courage. It's about union of body and mind. It's a card of health. It's a card of, you know, somehow I feel like you're going to be doing something physically that does something really good for you. You know, like even just starting to take walks, or I feel like there's something physical coming up that's going to really bring you joy. Maybe starting some Pilates class or something, or Zumba, or I don't know, something like that. I feel like that could really lead to something really interesting and fun for you. And the other thing about the Strength card is it's really about, you know, sometimes in the Strength card, I get this energy of, you know, you're really talking to your higher self and to God and say, where would you have me be? And what actions do I need to take toward that? That's what I got.
Good.
Okay.
Okay, now we're going to move the garden in this time first, so I don't forget. I get so enthused. Okay, thank you so much for this. I lost both my husband and my 46-year-old son within a 3-month period in 2020. Yeah, my symptoms. I lost my husband and my mother within a 3-month period in 2024. In 2024, that would be really foretelling. It was in 2004. So I've been through that, and it is a whammy and a loss. And you want to know from us, will your life get back on track in 2023? And so I'm going to roll for breakthrough time, a season, and Jeffrey's going to read what Jeffrey reads. So.
Look at that.
I think you lost them in the springtime, and that still comes to mind. And what I say, but how you remember and how you go through it again is is going to be your path to abundance. Then I see your mind really, really pulling you in the path forward and saying, your mind is open and you're watching for signs that things are getting better and that the pieces are starting to fall back into place. Because by next fall, boy, you are going to have a wonderful time. You've got clarity in your past, and use the lessons you've learned, and you're going to have all the answers. And your body and your spirit are both in the fire for this healing. And your spirit said, don't allow the thoughts from the past to cloud what's happening. Let your spirit free. And your body says that you've lived with it long enough. You understand it's part of your past, and you are going to have an opening in the fall. It starts in the summer, and you're going to focus on it in the spring. So this is where we are right now. Your progression is going to be that by next fall, you are going to be able to open your heart and feel free. Mm-hmm. You'll never really let go of those things, I can tell you. This is the anniversary time of the year for my husband's death, but those things are there, but they don't hurt. Now I remember all the good stuff instead of what was going on at the time. Mm-hmm. Okay, there's Jeffrey going, mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, Jeffrey.
I really concur. So when the question was first asked, I was getting this this energy of, like, how do I say it? A new road, a new opportunity, it's a little bit like that. I know. Okay, so look, this is what I got.
Okay.
I have the Nine of Swords, which is where you're at, you know, deep grief, seeing it for what it is and really, feeling it completely. But what happens is, you know, you there's a creative spark that aligns in you, that opens up in you, and you're able to walk away and go toward new things. This is your answer is in the future. Your answer and your comfort is in you. You have these feelings, and I understand them completely. And then it's like, okay, well, that was that, and today is today, and I'm looking forward to the future. I'm anticipating, and I think you're going to go on a trip. And there's this energy of I'm looking forward to the future, and I'm going to be creative. I mean, the pain is there, but like it's almost like, okay, well, I have the pain. It's like, okay, pain, I know you're there. Help me pack this suitcase because we're going on a trip. Because I
Mhm.
still have to live my life now. It's time for me to live my life, not live in the past, but live the life of the future. That's what it's time for me to do. That's why I'm here. And then I get the spiritual quest. And this is really this energy of moving toward what it is that makes you satisfied, what it is that you want to do, without having to, be concerned with like, well, there are other people around and, we all have to like, it's like, no, what do I want to do? What do I want to do? There's a certain element of freedom that I think you need to, grab onto. It's like, well, I really love going to gardening shows, and I really love having a garden, and I really love doing that. And there was never really time for that, but now there is. That's it's like reigniting the fire in your own soul that makes you satisfied. That's the opportunity that's happened here. Yeah, this will be there, but it dissipates, and then as you're having fun doing new things, you can sort of talk to them and like, look what I'm doing. Isn't this exciting?
Very good. Okay. We're going to put the garden in the middle. Um, show. I've been looking for a job. No success yet, but I'm trying like heck to have positive energy. How does 23 look for writing my resources? And that's exactly what you typed. I have no idea what that word is. It's SITCH. I don't think you missed putting a B there, but I think it's a resources glitch. I think what I'm going to say is, where's your success going to show up in 2023?
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
I think you're going to, oh, you got, you people, you do this to me. That's one stone. That means I have to read all of those. And they're great things to read, but it's just a pain in the butt reading all of them. Okay. It means you're going to be seeing things clearly in the winter, that you're going to be made aware of where your path needs to go because you got the tree of life there. Um, and you need to seek a job with more harmony. Sometimes you go for things because of the purely the dollar signs. You need to find the ones that really allow you to shine, that give you self-confidence and connecting with your energy. It's in the near future. It really, really is. It's all of the things that are going to help you get this job are not yet recognized. You've got the pyrite or the abundance in air, which means mental actions are part of this abundance and it's moving towards you. When our grounding changes are coming and they're forming into long-term patterns. What this stone's telling you is it's all kind of really there. You don't know the people yet that you need to get in touch with, but when you get there, you're going to recognize it completely. I think it's going to creep into your life in the spring, and by summer, you're going to be in just the perfect career. I'm going to pull one more a card on this spot because I don't see how it could be that empty. But your path forward is more abundance is being created around you right now. These are all three of these stones are in emerging things, which tells me it's coming towards you. You have many paths ahead of you. One will be temporary. So if you can find a temporary kind of job, or you may go somewhere and then end up moving beyond that. Your mind is in the earth, and it says final thoughts to the situation are coming. They have not yet arrived. That would tell me taking a temporary bridge job is important. because your spirit is in balance your energy because there's a tremendous move ahead. And the body being in fire tells me that you need to let go of something from your past that's blocking you from moving forward, because physical changes are coming to you, but there's something from your past that you tie back to, and that's stopping you from moving forward. I'm not blaming you for it. Sometimes stuff just takes time, but what's happening to her in the spring? Oh, yeah, you need to move on to a more spiritual place. That's the gap that's between. You've got all the pieces together, and that's the gap. You need to do what makes you spiritually happy instead of looking for a job just for the dollars. Okay, Jeffrey.
Was that the 7 of Cups?
It was the 8.
The 8. Okay. Okay. I actually threw 4 cards too.
We're building these readings.
I don't. It just happened. Okay. It starts here. So be confident. You have the high ground. Be confident. Like stick it out. Stay. Something is completely ended and something new is beginning. Completely. But you have to like really see it in your mind's eye and really ask for direction. Quiet your mind. Ask for direction and then receive the gift. And I think this was what Nancy was talking about with the oh look, 4 sort of fits. About something from the past that's clouding you. I agree. And I feel like, ask spirit what it is so that you can move through it.
Mm-hmm.
And then also this is really this gift giving nostalgia, reminiscence, a sweetness. So it's like something that really makes me satisfied. Is this something that makes me satisfied? Because that then you'll be able to like be happy in your job, and the more joy you have in your life, the more joy you have in your life. It's wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Now. Okay. I go to connect. I'm sorry, Carol. I had to abbreviate this because I only have 200 characters. I go to Connecticut for a probate hearing. 6 months after this process started up again, I am just as frustrated. Is the universe telling me to find another source of income? And so I'm going to roll on the outcome of that hearing, and Jeffrey can handle that question any way he wants. Okay. Yeah. You got the spirit card and go for it. Spirits aligned with your ideas and true. Spirits moving forward with harmony in this plan. And this is this winter. This is when you're going to be there. Actually, this is because it's going to be the 20. No, yeah, it's going to be winter. You're going to have your pyrite mental actions are the leading to your abundance, and it's happening right now. I know you think it's never going to happen, but values are being purified right now, and they're coming forward. Clarity on how to deal with all this, and clarity of those working with you about how to deal with all this are emerging right now. And you're going to have a couple of paths presented to you when you're in Connecticut, but you're going to know how to pick the right one and how to make it move to the future. The problem is you're so pissed at the people that set this situation up that you have to let go of that. And I know more about this situation. I wouldn't normally say, but this is a body card and fire. And that's, you got to embody your past, understand it's what it is past, and move forward, because your mind is also in the past. And it says that you need to break completely from previous patterns and view it as a new experience. So when you carry the anger, this has been going on forever for this lady. But I will tell you this, Carol, I thought about you. I went to an Ann Perry conference, and I was on the Zoom. She had a bunch of people there, and they were talking about how they, as visionaries, had seen a whole lot of stuff being ended this fall. And all of a sudden, the energy shifted and it got moved to January because the stars were better aligned to help it grow. And I thought about you, and I thought about another friend of mine that's in the same position you're in. And I think January is going to be your month to get out of this. So, okay, Jeffrey.
All right, this is an interesting reading.
Mm-hmm.
Where we
She
go.
always is. She always is an interesting read.
All right. I feel like you're going to. I feel like I'm going to start here. I feel like you're going to be made an offer, but you're going to refuse it. Okay. And then I get this the king. This is the one who takes responsibility. This is the king who takes responsibility. He takes responsibility for all he's said and done in all areas. Like I did this wrong, I own up to it. I did this right. So I want something good for it. That there's that energy there. But there is a lot of cloudiness about it, right? But then I get the law coming in and delivering it in a way that's like almost guided from heaven. Okay. Toward
There's your
wealth.
money.
Toward wealth.
Okay.
But
I don't.
there's something you have to go through, and there is a responsibility that needs to be. You need to own up to all sides of the street. It always takes two to tango.
Mhm.
It always takes two to tango. So I think that's part of the process. I really believe that that's part of the process. But spiritually.
Mhm. And okay, so that's that one. I think the problem with her tangoing is that they wouldn't even put on their dance shoes. But anyway, um, Sinmin, what would be most beneficial for me to focus on in the new year? So I'm going to change that to 2023. So we're doing a focus on all of 2023 for you. Wow. You got a straight line. Things amaze me. Okay, we're going to start in your go for it and true. And movement's very easy this year for you, whatever you choose to go after. And true just means yes, whatever you pick, Sinmin, you can move forward. So be careful what you focus on. Then we're going to get to these things. You're going to be in the tree of life for your spirit. And that's okay. This is a warning to you. Actions without spirit being totally tied in are empty. So you might be going on la la la, this is wonderful. But if it doesn't have spirit behind you and helping you, it won't go forward. And your crown chakra has a big part to say with this. Position your mind in a way that will allow you to bring change, because your mind is also caught up in the future. And it says you need to think. This says thinking of things in the future tense. This always kind of means to me when the mind it's in there that you need to be more forward thinking. Don't go back to what you always knew how to do and what works. You need to be a little more adventurous, and because you have your priorities and fire, and when they're there, you need to deal with some stuff from your past so you can think about things in the future. And then you've got clarity in the sacral chakra, which is just absolutely beautiful, because clarity in the sacral chakra means creativity is needed to harmonize your intentions. So it's going to be a fun year if you deal with it right. If you let things go and don't just fall back on the things you know how to do, it's going to be a chance for you to take an opportunity to grow forward and to stretch your abilities. But that's what's most beneficial for you, is to take some risks and to learn some new things. Jeffrey.
Hi. I got really good cards.
Good.
We start with the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is really, she's wonderful. She's kind of Mother Earth, and she's self-nurturing, and she's really practical, and she's giving, but she doesn't overdo it. She doesn't overdo it. She's giving and loving, and she's very self-sufficient, actually. And then I have the Eight of Pentacles. So the Eight of Pentacles could be a creative pursuit that you really get into, like a craft or something that you really get into, learning something new, perfecting a skill, really getting into it. Because this is whistle while you work. I always get this as whistle while you work. So it's like I'm in this and I'm really enjoying it, and I'm getting a lot out of it, and I'm getting a lot accomplished. And then I get the moon, which could be what Nancy was talking about, sort of this illusion, but also the moon could be pay attention to your dreams, pay attention to, go on a different path. Go on a different path. See where it leads. It's a little bit of that. But the other thing I do get is I get the Ten of Pentacles. So I feel like there's this energy of working toward, your pocketbook, of working toward being more financially stable, being more secure. So maybe it's, investing money in something that, will lead to something more, because it's about building a dynasty. And so I get there's a real practical aspect to it. You enjoy doing it, but it's like, well, where do I want to be at the end of the year? I want to have $10,000 in the bank, or I want to have my credit cards paid off, or something like that. And I think you can actually have fun doing it, but there's a real practical aspect to this thing, which is good, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
I get.
Okay, very good. Garden back. And in case you wonder how come some have like full names and some are just initials, if I know the person says it's okay to put my name up there, I will. But if I don't, I always put it as initials. Travels. How does 2023 look for me? Okay. Which I'm going to take one aspect. Which one do you want, Jeffrey? Health, relationships, or financial?
You pick one. I'll take the rest.
Okay. I'll do how things are going to be moving for you in health. Okay. Okay. If you've had some sort of chronic-y things that have been going on, they're definitely going to be over by summer. Wonderful. And some of the health problems you had is because you need to you putting yourself in situations that your spirit's not really aligned with, and it would like you to not do that. And you've got a lot of physical changes coming in this year that are positive. They're new, they're growing, and your physical health, as far as your values go, mental actions, it's as much as what you do in your own head as what germs and things do in your body that causes you problems. And this says make sure your thoughts are clear when you're working on your health issues and you're not using them as an escape, kind of, because you have control of this. And the best part over here is your mind is in solar plexus, and that's where our energy really gets ramped up and keeps going. And every stone on here is telling me your mind, when you're in a good mental state, your health's in better shape. And depending on which part Jeffrey picked, we'll see if that's going to help you in the near future, because I also see that you need to think and rethink some old patterns you've had, because it's time for them to burn away and for you to be not tied to false energy of the past. So I think part of your health issue is you heard your whole life about grandma had arthritis or somebody had this or somebody, and it runs in the family. And I cannot tell you how much that may or may not be true. But if you're convinced it runs in the family, it's going to run at least in your part of the family. Mm-hmm. But I think overall by summer, you figured this out and you're working on a whole new regimen. And I don't know if it's Reiki. I don't know if it's acupuncture. I don't know if it's just like doing the Joe Dispenza, stand outside your body and let the cells regenerate themselves. All of those things will work. And don't dismiss energy healing, because when I started doing energy healing, I had oxygen sats at night of 88%. If you don't know, 86 to 88, that's not good. And the other night I had oxygen sats of 98%, which they told me after my pneumonia I'd never have, but I gotten it back. So don't dismiss any chance of healing anything. Okay, Jeffrey.
It's incredible how these are so aligned.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I get a whole shakeup in the foundation, a whole new way of looking at things, like let the light in, because, you know, this is really about being tied to the darkness and being tied to false energy and being tied to fear, and it's really about that. That it's really about that. It is the mental thing that needs to be burnt out, like Nancy said. But your light can do that. But your light can do that. And this is a really profound card. This is really about searching and searching, and what he ends up finding, what the hermit ends up finding is his own light to lead him out of the darkness. Because, you know, there's like a whole energetic mental thing that you need to break free from, like old patterns and old thinking. And I understand, because believe me, I understand. I'll show you one more, and then you'll be really satisfied.
Oh, what, man, it's going to work. You just have to, you need to start working on it now, and you're going to find the path. And by summer, you're going to be done. I mean, you're going to be in such a different place. Okay?
Powerful.
Okay. So, and okay. Here's mine. Will my anxiety subside in 2023? Okay. Clarity in the present is there. Okay. Your mind is, don't become tied to false energy of the past, which is in part, I think, what anxiety is. And I think that it's kind of a funny way to say it, but you're kind of outgrowing your anxiety. You've got,
Wow.
In the past, I think you were handed sort of miracle cures and they didn't really work. So you're back to rethinking that. You're saying, I don't want things that don't work. But clarification will come from dealing with that past. And then your body, it's actually, there's a physical change happening in your body, and you've got a whole new body reemerging. This literally means physical changes are coming for you, and they're tied to spiritual changes. And the spirit's transforming for you right now. It's not yet finished, but I see the clarity is going to come from you letting your thoughts be freed, and making sure your thoughts are really clear. And it's really close. I mean, the beginning to move to this is really, really close to you. And it's going to come to you from a variety of paths. It's not going to be a magic pill, but it is going to be a magic shift of your energy. I see it starting this winter. It's going to sort of coalesce in the spring. This summer is going to be marvelous for you. That's when you're going to realize how to really solve this problem for yourself and get your head in a better space. Mm-hmm. So I'd say it's subsiding already a little bit, but by spring and summer, it's going to really start to clear out for you. So what you got, Jeffrey?
I love that you said spring and summer. Okay. So here we go. Can you see? I start with the Knight of Swords. And the Knight of Swords is like this fresh new idea, this new message, like, you know, it's almost like a brainstorm. It's like a brainstorm. Oh, this is what I got, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's really important to take that one thing and run with it. The one thing is really important. I'm really getting this is really, it's like you got the one thing. This is what I'm doing. This is my focus. This is where I'm going. Not, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. Like that ain't going to work. Well, I do a little this and I do a little that. No. It's like this. It's got to be like singular focus, because I have the Hierophant, and the Hierophant establishes and builds something new, but is singularly focused on their goal. There's a singular focus. I'm really getting that. It's not like, well, I'll do a little this. No, it's like I got this little vision. I got this little message, you know, either in my mind's eye or I heard it somewhere or whatever. And it's like, it feels right. I'm going to go with it. And that's the one I'm going with, not a million trillion things at once. And then I get the Empress. So the Empress is about spring and summer. It's about abundance. It's about creativity. It's about love. It's about flow. It's about abundance. So the answer is yes, but I feel like it needs to be a very singular, I'm really getting this, a really singular focus. That's what I got.
Okay. We've got Angela from Finland, who wants to know if she can afford a large, more suitable apartment for herself. Okay. Let's see about a move for Angela. Springtime into summer. Angela, one of my gardeners, she knows how to read this stuff too. So,
Uh-oh.
going in the right direction right now. You're going in the right direction, but you still have not completely clarified it. Remember, when the mind shows up in water, that means to let go of limitations. So there may be some way your own mind is kind of boxing you in, but I see you have clarity coming clearly towards you in the future. And it said, ideas planted at this time will flourish. So this is into the winter and into the spring. By summer, I think you'll be in your new home. I think you've got more things you need to learn about before you can get there, but physically you're ready to go be there, and you're ready to have it come out. And physical changes are definitely coming. You're going to learn from the past. You're not going to go back to a situation. You're going to look at one situation. It's going to kind of remind you of a place you lived before, and you're going to go, maybe not. And you're probably right. But I see definitely you'll be all settled in. I think you're going to move in the spring, but you'll be settled in by summer. Okay, here comes Jeffrey.
I got a definite yes.
Good. Oh, yeah, you did.
Yeah, like there's the money. Like the money, it's going to be there, or it's going to show up, or whatever. Maybe somebody from your family might give you a shot in the arm. Clear thinking, really clear thinking, and then stability. It's a definite yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. And we got a quick
It's
one.
the first card, by the way.
Yeah,
And
the 10.
Wealth.
Mhm.
It's part of wealth, period.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What should I work on spiritually in 2023? Okay, you got your values in the tree of life, which is great. That up there is the tree of life, guys, and her values are the pyrite. And I've got a lot of stuff coming up in the tree of life today, and it's not a place I usually roll into. What this says is the lesson for you this year is harmony, and your body needs to be grounding your thoughts and getting stable about it, and be sure your thoughts are really clear. But what I see is harmony is the overriding thing, and you've got your mind between your third eye and your throat. And when your mind is in your throat chakra, and by the way, it doesn't hit any of the other little places, it just means to skim right between those two. Your heart opens up when you open up your throat, and your third eye, and you need to actually express it to people physically, so that it's not just I say, is what do, I do. And spirit is in fire. And I think for you, your spirit and fire means that you need to become more independent and to really rethink any old memories that are pulling you back. And Jeffrey went away. Got a vamp. Got a vamp. Okay. Whatever. I don't know what I can say. I'm dumbfounded.
Okay.
We've got 5 questions for this. So if you post a question, it sounds like an elephant's dying in your house.
I can't even, if I start getting into the conversation, I won't be able to do readings. I get really good stuff. There's a whole cycle completed and a very new one beginning. I get the King of Cups, who's tremendously and profoundly compassionate. This is about deep and a really profound sense of compassion, a really profound sense of listening to oneself on a level that you never have before. It's a card of profound intuition, comfort, and love. So it's like this self acknowledgement, this self listening, self healing. And then I have the Empress, and the Empress is also, she's very fertile, she's very generous, she's overflowing. She's overflowing with love, overflowing. But I feel like there's this. The key is really in oneself, and it's really about how can I take care of myself better? How can I be more loving toward myself so that I can share it? But it has to start with you, not on the outside, but on the inside. It's a nice message. These are really good cards. These are really good cards.
Yeah, I think she's going to find it this year. I think she's going to find that clarity. Okay, this is Tiny Dancer. And what will be the overarching theme for me in 2023? Okay. We've got you've got your mind and the heart chakra. We've got to start there because don't show up here. That's where we start. Your mind's being opened up by your heart. That's the overarching theme. You've got clarity coming from dealing with your past, really looking at issues that you've carried with you and weeding out that part of the garden, cleaning it up, and to come to terms with your past and be clear about it. You've got your body is going through some physical changes, and they are really leading you to the path forward to how to move ahead. And physical changes are happening around you. That's what's really moving you to the next step. And listen to your body for those signals, and then your what you really need to what the overarching theme for this year is going to be true, and it's the spirit is going forth with harmony. So I think you understand within your body, you feel the changes you need to make, and you're going to be able to make them and go forward. So your overarching theme for 2023 is to listen to your own inner guidance.
It makes a lot of sense. Yeah. I'm really sorry for the noise. There's nothing I can do. And I'm just completely and utterly surrounded by it. Completely and utterly. Okay. This is about being comfortable, being at home with oneself, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I have the two, which is really this healing, this energy of meeting oneself, this energy of letting your higher self and you be in conversation, right? And then I have, like a new balance in terms of what makes you secure. There's a new balance because all these cards are really about balance. So this is really about rebalancing yourself because all three of these really are about balance. It's the end of something, the beginning of something new. This is about balance. This is about balance. So I'm coming back here, and it's really about taking care of yourself physically and taking care of yourself financially in a way that makes you sort of like setting the table.
Mm-hmm.
It's sort of like setting the table so that you can have the nice meal. So setting the table, I feel like there's a financial element to it and a security element to it, and like sort of an acceptance of all that is and working with the way things are. That's what I'm getting.
Okay.
It's a nice energy.
Yeah. You've got it, girl. You just need to run with it.
How the world is showing up in so many readings.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And I'm going to let Jeffrey handle this, not because I can't handle it in the garden, but it's really more of a yes/no question. And the garden doesn't like yes/no questions. It's will I get the promotion? I need to move to a different company to get one. And for those of you while Jeffrey shuffles, I posted, if you posted in the comments when I posted out, we were going to do these kind of readings. I just felt like people needed their own personal readings to some extent. Now I went over in the chat and I see some really heartrending things. What I'll do is I'll get a hold of those and I will turn them over to my garden class when we have it right after New Year's, and we'll read on it. And I'll try to, I can find you because you're, as long as you're a member, a subscriber, and I'll get the answer to you. But today we're going to be running over as it is. So I'm sorry. So they're going to get a promotion.
So I mean, I sort of split it up. Is it really loud on your end? Do you hear it a lot?
Oh, it sounds like an elephant's dying in your kitchen, but otherwise.
There's an elephant dying in my kitchen.
It's not bad, Jeffrey. It's no worse than my cat fights that I've had in my office.
You know, when I first read the question, I was like, it's almost like she says, well, I get that. Do I need to meet her to come to get one? So it's almost like you're already seeing the promotion in your mind's eye. You don't really care where it's coming from. That's what I'm getting, right? And that's what this card is, sort of like, okay, I've stabilized my thought and I see it. And I get the empath here. So, and then I get, well, I'm going to have to settle. I'm going to have to like work, you know, maybe I'll get the promotion, but, you know, I'm going to have to work more or something like that. So that was like, will I get the promotion? And now, do I need to move to a different company? I get, you can manifest whatever it is you desire. Do you want to move to another company? Is really the question. Do you want to move to another company? Right? You've got to like go in. It's, you know, I feel like you have your intuition, you have your instinct, and then you don't trust it, and you go back and forth. I feel like that's what's going on. I feel like I get an intuitive hit, and I'm not really trusting it, and you know, I'm getting the yes, but then I don't trust the yes. I'm really getting a lot of that. I'm really getting a lot of like, if a promotion is what you want to manifest, you have to really know in yourself. It's like, I already got it. I already got it. Like, I'm going to be in the right company at the right thing. I'm going to be comfortable, and I already got the money. Because this is, and I get this from the second company, which is like a yes. So, but I feel like there's this whole energy of like, well, I don't know. I trust myself. I don't trust myself. I think you should move to the new place. I'm getting like, maybe it's the place that you're at that you don't, that you're, you know, they say one thing and then they do another. I mean, you know, what company isn't like that? I say one thing and they do another. They said it was going to be, and now they say this and then. It's like, well, there's your answer. There's your answer, right? Big maybe. So maybe is not a yes. That's what I get. Does that make sense? It made sense to me.
Yeah. What I kind of get is, you see the promotion and you feel like you're being lied at where you are. Go find another job and you'll find out how much they really love you. You know? Okay. This is. Oh, this is for a person who's been running a childcare provider business. In the past years, it's been hard getting childcare. So she's trying to see if 2022 is up for her business. And I honestly rolled, I think you know everything you need to know about this. Think about the signs and clues are present right now is how the business is going to go. And I see your intuition and your values are here in water, and grounding changes are setting into a long-term pattern, and you have clarity, spirit, and your body growing out of earth. I think it's taking off. You just don't see it yet. Right? And so what do you see, Jeffrey?
Well, this is my first card.
Oh, well, you're going to make it.
And then I got the 2, pay attention, use your instinct, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then, it's interesting because I got the 5 of Cups, but the 5 of Cups is always, it's perspective. The five
Mm-hmm.
is perspective. And it's like, oh, things didn't work out for me. I know. We all go through hard times. We all go through sorrow. We all go through loss. We all go through it. And it's like, am I going to hang my hat in that energy? Oh, or am I going to pick up and, use the cups that I have and make it work? Let's go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Anticipate good things.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep. Okay. And now we got, will my health improve in 2023?
I hope to God, yes.
Yeah.
No, I'm not being funny.
No, I know.
When I hear a question like that, sometimes I'm like,
Yeah. Someone, if they put that in there, it means it's been a problem. So, yeah, I see. You've got clarity and restate. And restate is a place where the problem is they haven't been able to diagnose you very well. That's that first one. The dilemma's not been well defined. And your spirit is in restate, solar plexus, heart, false, earth. It hits all of them. So this has just been spiritually incredibly draining for you. Thoughts of the past have clouded how you can get out of this. Spirit's transforming around you. It's not yet finished. You're dealing with restate here, which is going in the right direction, but you just keep, they start to get it moving forward and it doesn't quite make it, and it's stripping out your energy. And I think it has something to do with your heart because it landed here on the heart, but it says your power is coming to transform and transmute you away from this. And this spirit, when you get this alignment, it's going to be like a ray of sunshine, and you're going to feel like you can get healthy. You're going to feel like you can beat this and get better. The mind is an earth and fire, and that thing's moving closer into your apartment as we speak. Final thoughts on the situation are coming. So the answer's really near. And you're another person who has a lot of ancestral stories about illness. Don't pay any attention to that. This is your illness, not their illness. And your body is really moving in the right direction. It's sitting in air, and air is always moving forward and grounding forward, and physical changes are coming. I think your problem is you've been misdiagnosed. I think they're just on the verge of finding the right diagnosis or the right set of treatments. If it's about your heart's ready to be cleared out and take charge. So I think I hope it works out for you.
Yeah, I think she's right. There's something hidden.
Mm-hmm.
There's something hidden. But look, I get the wish card.
Mm-hmm.
Wish card. And this is about being satisfied. And this is like your wish coming true. And I would imagine your wish is that you're healthy. And then I get the Four of Pentacles. So the Four of Pentacles is, there's a lot going on here. It's stability, but
Mm-hmm.
it's also this energy of really looking very closely at something. So it's this energy of like almost being like under the microscope. So there's something that either they're going to see or you're going to be able to see that you haven't seen before, because it's almost like they were looking with glasses. Now they're going to look with a microscope, right? But it's also stability. And then I get the Queen of Pentacles. So the Queen of Pentacles, it's about self-nurturing. It's about health also. So I think yes, but I do believe that something is hidden. So if you feel that you need to change your team or something, then do that. You know,
Mm-hmm.
because this, when it with health, it's like, well, I'm going to get this opinion and I'm going to get that opinion. I'm going to get, I'm going to go shopping. It's not because sometimes I think we put so much energy. It's like, well, the doctor said. It's like, well, the doctor's human too, and sometimes, as humans, like they don't see something or they make a mistake. So how it goes.
Yeah.
So I agree with you with the hidden thing, especially with the 3, because the 3 is a weird card. It's in the dark. right?
Right.
The dark.
Okay. Okay. We're going to move the garden in and go to the next question. How will my job go in 2023?
Let's just see.
They want it to go better. So, I mean, we just. Oh, it's got a stone in the heart chakra, which means I have to read that one first. And it says, wisdom comes through a clarity of your own emotions. Your spirit's trapped between earth and false, which means that you feel trapped at times where you are right now. Physical changes are coming that are going to really help with this. Oh, damn. Okay, I got one of the ones that gets 6 points. You get mental actions are the path to your abundance. And the path forward, more abundance is about to be created. So that looks good. The throat chakra was you have to speak up for it. You have to state your case and make that work. Boost your self-esteem with the way you express things about things. Your third eye says that this is a year you can manifest your vision. And I see that that's right on the horizon because it's here in the present. Values are being purified right now. And remember that when the Mind Stone says, let go of limitations so don't feel like you're tied to the position you have right now. So I'm going to move Jeffrey into the screen so Jeffrey can read it. Oh, very good.
Yeah. I mean, I get this sense of comfort, this sense of ease, this entrepreneurship. That's what I think the key is here. Because I have the chariot. The chariot, moves really swiftly. He has his third eye is aligned. I always feel like the chariot has this energy of youth. And in terms of youth, it's this energy of, I'm going to prove this to myself. The chariot moves because he proves it to himself. He doesn't really care. It's like he's almost on his first job, his first thing, and he's like, I am not here, I am here to prove this to myself. So there's a certain fire there, And the other thing about the chariot is he goes into uncharted territory. He goes to a place that he's never been before. No one's really ever been before. And I feel like it's almost like you need to take on your own project and like present it and say, this is the way, I see it in a different vision. This is the way I see it. And I put together a thing, and it's kind of going to rebalance things because it was illuminated, because they're illuminated twice here, right? This is the third eye, like illumination from spirit. And I feel like there's going to be a give and take, which is wonderful. In other words, like you give them a lot and they give you a lot back. And I have both cards of balance, which is really, really good. Both cards of balance. That's just like, so there's also this element of like, I do my job, I do it well, but it's not my whole life, which is really good because I feel like it's like sometimes when I'm in the middle of something and it's sort of like perplexing or whatever, I just take a walk around the block, or I just go out in the sun for a while and I get a little fresh perspective. There needs to be space in between, instead of just doing one thing and one thing only, there needs to be like space in between to like rest and recuperate and rebalance.
Right.
Yeah. And that's why she showed too.
And I'm going to see, okay, we got one more. It's 4. And then there's one question I saw. I will go over to it, and I'm just picking it up because I can see what the problem is. It's Joyce. If you hang on, I will go catch your question. This is JG. Okay. I got new glasses, and you'd think I'd learn how to read. Improvement in cash flow for 2023. Well, your abundance stone rolled right off the solar plexus, but you got your, that's not that one. This, okay. What I see is you got the body and go for it. And that means that movement's going to be easy. Things are really going to start to change. Your Mind Stone is in water, and that says let go of limitations, but you also are in fire because you're still holding on to some False energies of the past. Well, it worked for a while and now it doesn't work anymore. No, that's not the way it goes at all. You need to let that go. Your spirit is in fire, and you got the same thing. Thoughts from the past are clouding your thoughts, but out here in clarity, you have it in the crown chakra, which is just a perfect place to have it. And um, when the stone falls here, all will become clear. This is one of my fortune cookie uh, answers. But this is saying when you have to let go of that false bad energy, and your values are you need to burn out the self-doubt that's blocking your prosperity, and you'll be okay. So what'd you see, Jeffrey?
I got the King of Cups.
Oh, good.
Listen to the intuition, be compassionate, right? Balance
Mhm.
things. I got the Sun, which
Mhm.
is about abundance and clear thinking. And then I got the Ten of Wands, which is really about dropping the burden. Just
Mhm.
drop the burden. Like,
Mhm.
like sometimes, we all take on these responsibilities that are like pies in the sky or something.
Mhm.
That's what I
Okay.
got.
Well, good. This is the one I wanted to answer, Jeffrey. My daughter hasn't spoken to me in years. Is there any hope? Should we want to reconnect in 2023? I'll let you go first and I'll roll in because you got your cards out. And I actually may read an oracle card for her because I don't know that my garden can read that one.
Wow.
What you got?
Get some heavy cards, man.
We were doing so well.
I know. I got the Tower.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that was and it was really disastrous, and it was
Mm-hmm.
really ugly. It was really ugly. That's what I got. And then I get the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords is really interesting because it could be a new idea, but it could also be slice. It could also be like I'm slicing it out, right? But then I get the Nine of Cups. So there's a lot of healing.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of healing that has to be done on both ends, really on all three ends. You know what I mean? I know what I mean. Like the person A, person B, and then the energy between them. Yes. I get a yes. I get a yes.
Mm-hmm.
But it's been. I mean, what would you say about these cards, Nancy?
Well, I tell you, my oracle cards pulled it up. The first card you got was this is a message from your guardian angels, and it's deceit.
Wow.
And I think when I'm reading quickly through the message, it says your guardian angels are present, alerting you to the fact that all is not as it appears, is off, and there may even be danger involved. Pay close attention to what's going on around you. You'll soon notice that these vibes in the air, they are a signal that someone is potentially able to exploit or manipulate you in some way. I'd run like hell.
Wow.
Something happened between you and her, and your intuition is what guided you to kind of draw a line around yourself to protect yourself, because your intuition card says priorities are your master. Wait a minute, is that right? 42. Okay, I'm going, that's not the right card. I'm starting to read the wrong card. Okay. This is a new deck, and I'm not real used to it, but intuition and inner child.
Yeah.
And this is what you need to deal with. The door to your inner child is opening, and he and she wants to walk through, bringing you gift of intuition. You may not be entirely comfortable with this newfound source of insight and may not want to do exactly what it is you should do.
Mm.
Instead, accept this gift and play with it. Apply it to your intuition to non-threatening situations and then learn how it works. Don't try to control it because you can't.
Right.
Trust your inner child's willingness to bring in those that can be trusted.
Well, I think Nancy. So you know what's interesting? So I told the Tower came up, which is like,
Mm-hmm.
or the Ace of
Mm-hmm.
Swords, which can be, there's a harshness to the Ace of Swords.
Yeah.
Now, the Nine of Cups, not only is it the wish come true, but the Nine of Cups is, there's this energy of protection in the Nine of Cups.
Mm-hmm.
There's an energy because he's surrounded here. You see, he's safe where he is. He's safe and comfortable in his own little sort of cocoon. So, and then I got the Six of One. I mean, the six is persevere. It's also admiration. But then I pulled another card as Nancy was talking, and I got the three, and which is heartache. So the other thing about what Nancy was saying is, this is my experience with really utilizing my intuition on a deeper level. If
Mm-hmm.
there's something comes up and I get yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, it's no. I get yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. I'm not sure. Maybe yes, no, no. No. It's no.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes when I get a definite no, it almost turns into a yes, or a definite yes is a yeah. But a yes, no, yes, no, yes, no is no.
I'm sorry, Joyce. That's why I pulled your question up, because when I saw it, sometimes I can see a question and I have an image in my mind. You need to find out who your daughter is before you let her back into your life. And it's your choice at whether to bring her back in. And thank you for joining the subscribing to the channel. I appreciate that. And there's a couple other questions. I'm going to run through them really quick. I'm not even putting them up on the screen.
Okay, give me
You
just.
got to go.
No. I'm gonna fade out for a moment, and then I
Okay.
look at my email. I'm supposed to do another live today. I want to see if I'm on.
Okay. Well, you can cut out and I can just
No.
answer.
It's just gonna take me 2 seconds. I want to read the email. Hang on.
Okay. How will my birthday go? I see nothing but really lovely things, Irene, when I saw that question. So I'm going to say that's going to be a pretty yes. And
Okay, you want me to read?
okay. And this one, if your parents were absolutely lovely and they've gone over to heaven, why are you not sad? Because you had wonderful parents and they're still around you. Why would you want to be sad? I mean, I agree, because people used to say, oh, you should go into long-term mourning about losing my husband, but he never kind of went away, not in a bad way, but so that's what. Do you have any more to add? Because this is going my quick run through.
I mean, I have opinions about it, but losing somebody is a very there are times for everything. There are times for
Mhm.
everything. Like there's times, my mother died. I was sad. I was angry. I was happy. I was everything. Really.
Yeah.
And it changes. It changes. And
Mhm.
it's like, oh, I'm going to sit and judge my emotions. It's like, why?
Right.
Yeah, it's a full experience. Like different messages will come at different times. And by the way, I am going to be live. I think live. I'm not sure. I'm never sure. Anyway, I'm
Yeah.
going to be Shari H. Voices from the Swamp at 4:30. She sent me a StreamYard, so I guess that's live, right?
Yeah, it's live.
Yeah, that's 4:30. So in 2 hours.
Okay.
It's Shari H. Voices from the Swamp. I'm going to be a guest today.
Okay, I'm going to pull another card from. I'm just going to pull cards. This is a great deck. It's Ask Your Guides. It's a Hay House product, which means the cards are really firm and sturdy. And we're going to show this one. What do my guides want me to know? Well, I'm asking the deck that's supposed to tell you. So.
Look at that.
Oh, use your creative senses. They're telling you you're being drawn to do things that are more creative. That's exactly what that card means in tarot. So you need to start working more on creative projects and less on stuff you already know how to do. Stretch yourself a little bit.
Stuff that makes you excited. Stuff that makes you like, oh, I really like this is fun. That.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like this year, I painted Christmas cards. I mean, and I had not done watercolor since I was 12, which means I hadn't done watercolor for 61 years. And I got a little paint set and headed into doing it and found out I really liked it. And now I'm taking a quick course in how to create your own spiritual mandala in paint. So we're talking about stuff we do. Okay. Happy New Year's and MBOs to both of you. Please pull a card for me.
What's MBO?
I have no idea.
Most benefic outcome.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, compromise. Learning how to deal with things from the master teacher, and I'll get a little better definition of that. 49.
Let's compromise with the family.
Mm-hmm.
Look.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, the water. I'll be right back.
Mm-hmm. Okay, it says your master teacher is reminding you that nothing is entirely good or bad. Even people, even a person who has their own version of reality and may not necessarily agree with yours. And oh God, you must have Trumpers in your family. You may be one. I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to have a happier view that people will be able to explain to me what they think, and I can explain to them what I think. But give up your righteousness and rigid demands. That's what I'm trying to do. Broaden your perspective to include interests that you might have struggled with before now. Mentally move forward toward a center and open your mind. So what it's telling you is that compromise is not an evil thing. Accept that your interests are no more or no less important than those of the people around you. So the only way to progress is to move into compromise. So I'd say you're going to be sitting in a situation and see then the two hands in front are gathered and they're happy. And okay, Jeffrey, what'd you get?
I got the 10 of
Okay, you did that one. Okay, and this one, where am I headed spiritually for the next year? I haven't used these cards much. I really like them, but I just don't know them as well as me. Anyway, where it says you're headed is to deal with your warrior guides, bravado, and does everything inside you rebel against the authority, making you want to scream, "You can't control me"? If so, it's true. No one can control you unless you agree to have them do that. The fact that you don't allow others to control you anymore is a sign of progress for you. So it means that you're moving away from the world of dependency and claiming your own personal space. So that's where you're headed for next year. That's kind of fun.
I could not agree more. You want to see what I got? I got
What you
got? I got like a whole to do.
Mm-hmm.
Something said
Oh,
three.
yeah.
Right? So I get executing your plan going forward via your third eye to a place you've never been before to establish something new that's guided by spirit to be completely transformed.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about self-confidence. And the thing is, it's like, well, I don't have any self-confidence. Make believe you do. Make believe you do. That's what everybody does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't have any self-confidence. Make believe you're an actor on a stage, and that's your job.
Mm-hmm. Convince them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Act it until it becomes so.
Okay.
All right. I need to leave at 3.
Okay. Well, we're just going to do, I think we're going to do this one and maybe one more. I'm not sure because I'm not sure how this one's going to end up for Jeffrey and I'll tell you the last thing we like really to answer are romance questions. But this is Katie M, and she posted it 3 times. So My first love came back after many years, and I don't want to hurt my current partner, but I think it's inevitable. What can you tell me about the situation? Well, you can imagine. I'm what I'm reading from this, and I'll read the description of imagination, but I think some of your idea that it's inevitable and that your first love is the only love of your life is maybe not right. But I'm going to read the card. Nocturnal dreams, daydreaming, reverence, and fantasy. Your divine inner child spirit is knocking on your door, inviting you to step away from your serious life, what's filled with too much work and drudgery, to allow you to have a well-deserved playtime. Your life is presently over controlled by others' needs and desires. You feel too burdened. Consequently, you're losing touch with your own inspiration and creativity. Listen to the inner child. Take the time to daydream, fantasize, visualize, wonder, and explore. Feed that inner child. Now, it's suggesting you go take art classes. I don't think we're talking art classes here, but other recreational activities. If you don't honor the inner child, he or she will get your attention another way by throwing an awful childish tantrum, manifesting in chronic bad moods and easy depression. You're being offered a chance in life to come play with me. I'm a little torn about this. I think if I think that you need to look at it real closely. But the cards say if it's a fun place to go play and you're ready for whatever happens afterwards, go for it. What did you get, Jeffrey?
I got the Three of Pentacles, so there's something that's not quite.
Yeah, I don't feel like the guy's on the up and up.
Yeah. And then I got the Four of Cups. So the Four of Cups, it's like, I think he's going to maybe come forward. And then I think at the last minute, you might say, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think I think that you're going to get an inkling. I think you're going to get an inkling. It's like, I think you want it to be inevitable and all this romantic, thing, but I think you're going to get an inkling. And I think you're going to turn your back on him at the end. That's what I think.
Oh, well, somebody likes my glasses. Thank you. That's okay. I've got two more in there just kind of saying what in general is going to happen to me. So if we didn't hit your questions, this is going to be the big pull. Da, 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 da.
Yeah, I know. We need a drummer. Well, maybe I can get the people who do construction in the buildings all chime in at once.
Yes, they can make that elephant roar a little bit more.
What I realize is that there's 2 apartments in the building that are doing construction. There are 2 other houses on the other side doing construction.
Oh, I got a lovely card. I got community and our spiritual ancestors.
Oh, that's lovely.
And it's card 3. Well, this is kind of what ties us all together, guys. Tribe, family, camaraderie, and kinship. Your spiritual ancestors are gathering around you at this time, holding you to the light and connecting you with your own spiritual family here on earth. Your soul is now seeking the kind of love and support that comes from being in the right community. You're with your people. So keep coming back for other shows, guys. Not wanting you to feel isolated in any way. Your ancestors hear your soul call, and they are presently guiding you back towards kindred spirits on this plane. Understand and realize that you can't achieve your goals alone, but be open for the support. You need the soul-searching support for your life. Give up the notion that you're going to have to do this all alone in life and develop a strong kinship with other people. After all, even Christ had to have 12 apostles to walk around with him. Follow your ancestors' directions, and they will encourage you to join a club and enroll in a course and sign up for the right group, and there you'll find your tribe.
That's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I start with the 10 of Swords, which, I think I just did 1 week, and it was like this showed up all the time. And
Mhm.
this is the end of a way of thinking and a new dawn arising. Okay.
Mhm.
And then I have the moon, which is like, I think what's happening for a lot of people, and this is
Mhm.
coming up for like the readings, like this past week, and even for January, is
Mhm.
like people are being called and pulled in a way toward things that like they've never been called and pulled for before, and they're all kind of getting on the road. It's kind of really weird and
Mhm.
interesting. And I think a lot of it has to do with spiritual stuff, and you're like, I think more people are becoming more intuitive, and a lot of them don't even know like really what to do with it
And they're getting frightened, and you shouldn't be frightened of it. I mean,
because
um,
balance,
mhm.
yeah, and it's a gift.
Mhm.
It's a gift, because sometimes a lot of my like I've been getting messages when I'm writing now,
Mhm.
and sometimes it's like it comes through so clear, it kind of kind of freaks me out. But it's like you know what? It's coming in kind of slowly and easily, so it's I don't know. It's just like, oh well, this is what I do now.
Yeah. And the other thing I wanted to tell everybody who's watching us, we thank you for your support. I saw a couple of people came in and did subscribe, and it showed up. Um, and both Jeffrey and I do readings. Right now, I'm doing my 12-month readings. You can go to my website, www.crystaldirections.com, and it'll take you to the store and you can buy one. I did one for a lady today, and it was lots of fun because, man, that woman had the ace of coins all over the place. So it's really kind of a fun thing. It gives you a way to measure your year, and it gives you kind of a heads up. And if you the power I think of tarot is if you see something coming up and you're going, I don't think I want that. Well, now let's rearrange the chairs. Let's not get stuck in one place. Or sometimes they can they'll tell you you're rearranging the chairs whether you like it or not. But I think all of the readings today were very positive for the most part, and actually for 99.9. And I don't know if you guys understand about readings, but I love it when we get lots of positive readings because readers are always drawing to them what's going to happen to them. So when we get a whole lot of positive readings for people, that's great fun for us because we know good stuff's coming our way, and I really feel like good stuff's coming so many people's way. And as someone pointed out, from about the middle of January on, uh, we're going to have a clear time where no planets are going to be retrograde, and that's a great fun time because the energy just moves.
I uh, I too offer private readings, and I also offer IET. IET is a healing modality. It can help you to move energy. It's really about asking your angels and guides for what you'd like to receive and what you'd like to release, and I can help administer it for you. And it's a very, very powerful and loving energy. Uh,
Hmm.
and we're both really happy to be here on YouTube, happy to be part of the community, and happy to be of service to all of you who tune in and all of you who tune in at other times. And
Hmm.
in about 2 hours, I will be on Sherry H's uh, Voices from the Swamp.
Hmm.
I don't know if I'm going to be. I've had enough of personal readings for the day, but we'll be.
This is sort of like psychic fair fast. Boom,
Yes,
boom, boom, boom.
it's a little bit like that, and hopefully, it won't be as loud in the apartment because I have this feeling like this is like there's no. I don't think this construction is ever going to end. I really don't.
Okay. It's at least you haven't had a person in chat say, "Does anybody else hear a cat fight?" And my cats were fighting. So, you know, at least it's outside your apartment and you really don't have much control over it. We'll
Yeah,
go get your microphones checked out.
I will.
You guys don't understand the complications. I will be popping up periodically. I will be on the 22nd of January. I'm going to do a day of past life readings with Kelly from Dozen Cats. We're going to use different ways to do that. So if that interests you, we do that. I do past life readings. I also teach the garden. That's the thing you saw me throwing the stones in. I don't know who your father was, but in our cat fights, it's the kittens that always win because the old cats are old and they're like get frustrated and kind of go womp. I'm done. So everybody, we really appreciate you. I hope you're having the best holiday season you can, despite the weather and despite all the other things that come up. And I will look forward to seeing you in the coming new year if I don't see you before then.
Blessings to everyone. And, check out, we do weekly readings every week together, weekly wonderings.
Mm-hmm.
So come and check them out because we read on the 5 energies in the grid: body, mind, spirit, grounding, and clarity. So Nancy Jean throws 5 stones and I throw 5 cards, and it's incredible how they're aligned.
What was fascinating this week, on this month's weekly readings, we get some weeks and and when we cut away after we've closed, we've been smiling and we go, oh God, how are we going to survive that? And then, but we got one the week that started Christmas week, and it was like all the cards, all of my stones ended up in the outer ring, which never happens. They were all in the chakras, and they were all absolutely glorious, and things were going to come to light, and people were going to learn so much, and someone was going to emerge. And he and I were like, are they going to finally do the indictments? I mean, we're sitting here because Jeffrey's reading was equally as glorious. And I said, no, it's beyond that. It's not just court cases and yin, 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 yin at each other. Well, I think it was Zelensky talking to the Congress. That was exactly in the middle of that. And it was such, to me, and I'm such a history freak, but that was such a glorious chance to see someone really speaking the truth in their third language, not their first one, but talking to us, and then so many other things that happened that week. It was a week we had things stacked on each other. So I will blow our own horn. I think we do better at that reading than we sometimes think. But we're going to let you guys go because, and thank you for all 39 of you plus who've hung on for the whole broadcast. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye.